live on YouTube. And I'm Laura Rubenstein, and we are getting ready to premiere this awesome webinar from Marcia Bench. And I just need a couple of seconds here to do some setup with us. And I'm so glad you're here, Marcia, and then we'll get right into our session. I can't wait. And that's why we're starting at just a minute or two here. Yeah, early. It's quite a big topic that you'll be covering, and we love to help people scale up their businesses. And you know, that's what we help people do, is amplify their influence using Social Buzz Club. So I know you have a ton of information. I gotta shut there. Okay. We are, and this is so exciting to be on YouTube at the same time as we're doing this on Zoom, which is like the power of really cool technology here. Now, why is this? Oh, I see.
Pretty soon we're going to be able to be on 5 platforms at once. Probably.
Yes, and you know what? Technology's already there.
Kind of cool,
we're already doing it, right? So we're live on YouTube, and the next step is to actually bring that over to Social Buzz U. So, and about the magic of cut and paste, we are there. For some reason, why am I there with this video? One moment, please.
You know, you used to have to have a degree in broadcast journalism to do this kind of stuff, right?
I know. So that's really interesting. And now you don't. So this is cool. And this is awesome. All right. So with the magic and power of another button that says update, we are now live on Social Buzz U. So welcome everybody to the program. I'm Laura Rubenstein, founder of Social Buzz Club. And what's exciting today is I'm here with Marcia Bench, and we're going to get right into that in just a second. I have a couple of things to go over with you in the beginning, but let's see. I want to share my screen and share something very special with you all. If I can get to it. Let's see. Will it let me share it? Yeah. Here we go. Oh, wait. That is Social Buzz Club, and we are excited about it, but I want to share it in a very special way. You know what? You know, I love Zoom because it has this awesome feature to do. Why is it? It's really interesting to share your sound. And so we're going to actually share some sound with you today. You can hear this. And maybe you can't.
You need a buzz. No, it is not tough. There is a place you love, the Social Buzz Club, the place that you need to be set free. They'll make you feel at home like a king on his throne. Information you love, the Social Buzz Club will help you with your goals and help you take the toll. No, you can't go wrong. SocialBuzzClub.com. So do not.
Well, how do you like our little rap song there? It's fun, huh?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So now, yes, there we go. So that's Social Buzz Club, our little intro for you all today. And what I want to let you know is I don't do this alone. I'm Laura Rubenstein. As I mentioned, I'm the founder of Social Buzz Club, and we are a gamified content sharing platform and influencer marketing network. And Catherine Saykaly-Stevens, to my right here on the screen, is our Dean of Digital Marketing. Gina Carr is our Dean of Tribe Marketing, and Deb Coman is our Dean of Blog Content Writing as well. So we've got a great team here today behind the scenes helping us bring wonderful presenters like Marcia Bench. And what I'm excited is that you're going to talk about today about how to create and market premium priced programs. And so I want to give a little intro to Marcia while you're here. Well, I have you for 1 minute, and then it's going to turn over all to you. But Marcia, I know that you're a transformational catalyst, a best-selling author, professional speaker, trainer, coach, and I know you're also the CEO of Conscious Experts Academy. And what that is the world's leading mentoring company for experts and would-be experts. And her 26 books include Conscious Client Attraction, Career Coaching, An Insider's Guide, and The Tao of Entrepreneurship. You're a former attorney. I didn't realize that, and corporate executive. And you launched your initial business part-time while working as an attorney, and soon sold your practice and your home to embark on a 10-month book and seminar tour. So I know your business has grown to multiple millions, and you mentor clients to do the same at consciousexpertsacademy.com. So I want you to mentor us today. Thank you for offering to come and do your magic with us today. So I'm going to turn it over to you and I'm going to soak in everything you have to offer.
Okay. Sounds awesome. I'm just truly delighted to be here and to share this with your community. So let me just go ahead and bring up my slides real fast here, and we'll get going. So the topic today, the longer version of the title today, is how to create and market premium priced coaching programs and up-level your mindset, energy, and strategy to match so that you can grow your business more quickly. So you may be a new entrepreneur, newly in business. You may have been around for 10, 15, 20 years, and you're looking for a way to kind of refresh everything. Periodically, we all go through that. I've been at this for a few decades now, and definitely have gone through sort of stages when I've been at different, focused on different aspects of my offerings. And so excited to help you do the same thing. So my promise to you is that by the end of the presentation that you will know the 4 key pillars to develop in order to be seen as an expert in your niche and have clients seeking you out. And definitely the Social Buzz Club is going to fit right into one of those 4 as well. And part of the whole process of doing that is developing your premium programs as a transformational provider. So is this you? Do you feel like you could grow your business faster if you had a bigger following and platform? Do you wish it wasn't so hard to find clients and have them, have to pursue them instead of having them seeking you out? Kind of like dating, right? The person who's the most aggressive is the one you least want to do, to have a relationship with. And it's the same way with our marketing. Do you wish you could streamline the process of building your expert presence and do it this year? I mean, we've still got a quarter left, ladies and gentlemen. And so I was just talking with a client this morning, actually, and I was saying, really leverage the heck out of October before people start making the excuses about the holidays. We always continue marketing all the way through at least mid-December, and I've had some of my biggest deals come through literally on the second to the last day of the year. But this is a prime time coming right up, so I'm really delighted that you're here today. And if you're watching this later on, it's still prime time. It's always prime time. There's just a couple times a year when we really want to make sure that we've got our ducks in a row, and this is one of those. So as I mentioned, you might be an experienced coach, speaker, author, or healer that wants to expand your impact and reach, ready to morph your work to a new level, or looking for an easier way to get visibility and generate leads for your services. So, in conjunction with Laura, we're going to help you do that today. Now, you may have heard the statistic that at least 80% of businesses fail in the first 2 years. That's kind of been the status quo for a while now. But with an online business, when all you really need to do is put up a website and call yourself a blank, a coach, a speaker, a trainer, whatever, very much higher potential failure rate there. So what we want to look at is who are the ones that really, the cream that rises to the top of the milk there. In other words, who becomes those go-to experts? Could you be one of those? Are you ready to do that now? And is premium programs and having that as the way that you offer your services the way to do that? Most likely the answer is yes, but let's just ask a few questions here in a moment. So as Laura mentioned, I started out my first business part-time, literally awakened in the middle of the night for the idea for the first of the 26 books and the class that I would teach based on that book. And it was kind of like I'd been in law school, been in a very stressful family situation throughout law school, and my creative self had to sit in the closet that whole time. It was ready to come back out. I've studied music when I was young and dabble in art, although that's not my natural gift. It's just fun, but it was really ready to play. So I did that. I started teaching continuing education classes, and that became a business that took me on the road, as Laura mentioned, and since then, millions of dollars in revenues. And all those kinds of results are available to any of us that is willing to let go of some of the things that maybe aren't working or that you've outgrown and embrace some new ideas. So are you ready? I'm assuming that you are. So we're going to move forward.
Yes.
So these are a few of the books that Laura mentioned, and pretty much just kind of done one every couple of years throughout my career here, spoken all over the world, and done many, many webinars and teleseminars before we had that technology. And we have students and clients in 50 countries now. So the beauty of the internet is that, as I'm inviting people and approving people into the Facebook groups that we have, especially, I'm like, oh, you're from this country. I don't even know if I've heard of that country. And, you've got this global outreach. So it doesn't matter if you live in Podunkville, Iowa, no pun, no, demeaning meaning there, but just like, no matter how small a town you live in, you've got the world as your oyster. And you've got people in your audience right now that are looking for you to step into a higher level of service. So that's really what today is about, as I see it. So we're going to take a look at those four key pillars that I mentioned, the advantages of premium programs, why so many coaches and other entrepreneurs are undercharging right now. And frankly, it has a lot to do, especially with us gals, with some of the programming that we got growing up. Good girls are seen and not heard, don't boast, those sorts of things come right back in the background when we start offering our services as an entrepreneur. So we need to definitely do some healing work and some transformational reframing around that. How to up-level your energy, be ready for premium, how to enroll clients without complex technology or long sales calls, and how to be seen as the go-to expert in your niche. Now, we only have a few minutes today, so I'm not going to be able to go in depth into each and every one of these topics, but I'm going to give you a couple of ways that you can go deeper if you would like to. And so that we can really give you all of the information that you would need to do all of these things. But we're going to hit each of those at least lightly today. So why would you want to, why be I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble seeing the screen here. Why people struggle a lot of times in going into the premium space or being seen as that conscious expert? For one reason, of course, is just they don't know how. They haven't learned yet. That's an easy one. Just gain the information. But as we know, information without implementation doesn't have a whole lot of value because information is everywhere thanks to Google. And so we're going to give you information today, but it's what you do with it afterwards that's going to really make the difference in your life. They try to build momentum online and in the media without success. Don't have a signature system or program that you really become known for. That was a pivotal point in my business, I know, when I really learned the importance of that. Or perhaps you have existing programs and products, but they're just not selling as much as they want, or maybe they're selling at too low of prices. Wouldn't it be interesting if you raised your fees and all of a sudden you had more people seeking you out than you do trying to charge the lower amounts? That's very possible. The problem really is, it looks like it's knowledge. It looks like it's that I don't have the right skills or the right strategy, but this is really the bigger problem, is you don't believe you're an expert already. I mean, think about this. I wrote my first book back in 1986. And after that 10-month tour, Hay House picked up my second, and it became international. They kept it in print for 12 years, and they weren't even publishing other authors at that point. I had a great coach at the time. But when did I become that expert? Laura, when did you become an expert? It wasn't when you started this company, probably. It was probably earlier in your career, right?
Totally.
It's up here. We have to then display and make visible the fact that we have these accomplishments, which establishes credibility so that people will listen to us. But it starts with knowing that you've got something important to offer in the marketplace, and your approach is maybe it's the very best one. At least it's the one that really worked for you, and you know that there are other people that can also benefit from that solution. So take a breath with me. And if you haven't already realized that, just know you have a purpose in being here. You have a purpose in being an entrepreneur. That's a unique spiritual calling and path. And there are people that are waiting for you to serve in the unique way that only you can. So I just want to invite you to really step into that and know that you already are that expert. So when I use this term conscious expert, I'm talking about a couple of different things. Conscious meaning transformational, basically, bringing a higher consciousness to others through your work, making the world a better place through your work is the conscious part. And that makes it a little bit different than other providers that say, become the go-to expert. You can be an expert without how to sell widgets. I don't know that widgets change the world necessarily. Most of the people that I attract are either healers or coaches or people with a real message they want to get out about how to do things differently in the world, whether that be healthcare, relationships, finances, business. And so that is the conscious aspect of it. And then, of course, expert is someone that is perceived or seen to have a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge or skill in a particular area. So you know what that area is. You might have a few of them, but you know what the main one is that you're here to serve people in at this particular time. And a lot of times, I also attract people that are have been in a traditional business. Like I was a lawyer for a few years, and then were able to then bring in a spiritual component, an energetic component, a woo-woo aspect, if you will. So that makes a big difference too. Why be a conscious expert? First of all, you earn more fees, higher fees as a specialist, just like a specialist in medicine would earn higher fees than a generalist. It's easier to fill your programs because you've got a reputation, you're out there, and you actually know what it is that you need to be offering. I'm so sorry, I've got a distraction I've got to tend to. I'm very sorry, I'm just going to have to pause for just a second here.
It's okay. I'm amazed at how much we're going to cover today in terms of being a conscious expert. And I just want to give a shout out to those of you who are here with us live in the chat box. Tell us, what is your program? Do you have a signature program? Do you have a expert training? Or, what is your field that you want to be known for? I think that's really helpful to start out and know that you can actually charge for that, right, Marcia?
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely is. So couple of other reasons then to be a conscious expert. It's really more of a full expression of who you are when you step into that leadership. And it's scary at the same time that it's exciting, but it's important that you're able to actually do that. Clients seek you out, the media can seek you out, gives you multiple income channels as you leverage that signature system. Not all of the work that you do has to be done in real time. It can be passive in the sense of it's out there, it's attracting people to you. It's, the people that come into our community because they're in other countries, sometimes on the other side of the world, they're seeking us out while we're sleeping. And then, we're able to serve them virtually that way. Maybe most importantly of all, one of the currencies that has, as you know, Laura, so much value today is influence. Being able to quickly and easily influence people to take action. I know I've listened to Brendan Burchard's interview that he did with his agent, and it is just fascinating that, how much of an advance that he's able to now get, how much of a following. And this was probably, 5 years ago now, at least, when they did that interview. But the whole reason that they were willing to put so much money and effort behind what he was doing is because he can influence people to take action. They aren't just, he doesn't just have 500,000 people or 1 million people on his list. He's got people that'll actually do something when he gives them an opportunity. And so when each of us can create that kind of influence, we've got a huge amount of power. And premium programs are one of the paths to doing that, because they are positioned in such a way that you're getting the latest, the greatest, the best, the the most intimate, the elite, whatever it might be, depending on your exact message. So it's amazing how powerful it really is. So the 4 pillars that we really look to put in place to have you become seen as that conscious expert is, first, your message and your offer. And that's going to be something that really taps into your own personal life experience, some of the trials and triumphs that you've had, and that some of the ways that you want to really help other people. That then becomes programs and products. And we're not recommending that you have a whole suite of, a dozen different things going on, especially, as you're launching a new brand. We have a very streamlined model for that, but you can certainly add other things to it once you've got that basis in place. Visibility, which is where the Buzz Club comes in, and then community, building that following, building that ability to influence people, and so that when you have a live event, when you launch a new course, when you open spots in your coaching programs, that people are ready to move in to those. Okay? So, I don't want to go on and on about myself, but just a few other things that it's allowed me to do as a result of being that conscious expert, having those programs, created that international following for one of my books, lived in a small town, like we were talking about earlier, in Arizona for the first 5 years of my business, didn't have any clients or students in this entire state. I'm here now again, leading into our live event this next month, but it just frees you geographically to live where you want to live. Shared the stage with Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra. Most of the books that I've published are self-published, but some of them are published by some of these other major houses as well. Bestseller on Amazon. We host one event per year and a mastermind program based on that. And of course, multiple media outlets. Just recently was in the Market, Media and Money magazine as well. So, what is your list? If you could make a list like this for yourself, what would be your ideal list of accomplishments, list of publications that you've been featured in, list of blogs or podcasts that you've been contributed to, whatever it might be. I think it's a fun exercise just to really brainstorm that and then begin to bring that into being. It's also family stuff. My mom went through a couple of years of having a lot of illness, and I was able to be present with her in another state all the way through till the end. And so if you're dealing with either young children, grandchildren, parents, whatever it might be that need your attention, it's hard to do that when you're running a business that doesn't have at least some of the passive aspect. And then as I was mentioning to Laura going into the call, we've run our business from the RV 3 separate years, from a boat 1 year, and been online since 2001. So I love the flexibility of it, I guess, is the bottom line, and that really makes it more fun. So as a result, I don't have to go out looking for opportunities. They have a tendency to seek me out and to come to me, and that can be true for you as well. So let's dive into the meat and potatoes here. Here's a few of the common mistakes that we see people making. It doesn't take years of experience necessarily to, in let's say, doing coaching or doing healing in order for you to begin to charge premium prices and have premium programs for your offerings. Like we were saying, when do you become an expert? When you decide you are. And so that is just simply, a matter of shifting your mindset. And here's an exercise you can do to start to get into that mindset that might be helpful for our listeners. Make a list of all of the education that you've had, one by one by one, all of the jobs that you've had, all of the skills and talents that you possess, all of the client success stories that you've had up to date, the business success that you've had, the certifications that you've invested in. I mean, all the different ways that you've developed assets in your business that you have to offer to others, as well as the school of hard knocks, right? The school of life experience. And if you could put a price tag on that, it's hard to put a price tag on that, right? And yet you're bringing all of that experience to your clients. It's like the plant that came to a halt, the machinery just stopped working, and they knew exactly who to call, but they weren't sure exactly what it was going to take to get the equipment back online. And the gentleman came in about 5 minutes. He replaced one part, and everything came back up online. And he said, well, my fee's $5,000. I said, but you were only here 5 minutes. Well, but it's knowing which part was defective and being, knowing that would make all the difference. And that's only learned through the school of experience. So when I see people charging time for dollars and trying to sort of fit into a comfortable $200-300 sort of time frame or price frame, it's really often just because you think you have to start out as a beginner. And my very first coach, that was one of the first things she taught me. You're not a beginner. You've got all the experiences that you've already brought to the table in your quiver, if you will. And that all goes into what you're able to offer and how you're able to help people. And then second is, it takes complex launches and technology, and I've got to learn all these software programs, and I've got to get all these certifications. I've got to do all this stuff in order to be seen as an expert. I don't know if any of you have been watching Undercover Billionaire. It just wrapped up recently here, but did you watch that by chance, Laura? No? Where
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Where is that?
It was on Discovery, just ended actually this week. But this gentleman, who's actually quite a famous in the financial services field, changed his name and went to Erie, Pennsylvania. And his project on this reality show was to form $1 million business in 90 days. And so it was fascinating to watch how he went about that. And I noticed that he didn't try to learn how to make beer. He didn't try to learn how to decorate a house so he could flip it. He didn't, all this, he's hired people that had those expertise areas. And so a lot of times, thanks to our industry of coaching and healing and speaking, there's a whole virtual services industry that's cropped up where we can hire people on, project or hourly basis to help with some of those things. And they can do things so much faster than we can most times. So it doesn't have to take the complex launches, partly because of the streamlined business model we're about to look at, and partly because you're not supposed to learn that stuff anyway. You're supposed to hire it done. So, and myth number 3 is people in my niche just won't pay premium fees. You might be saying that already. It's like, they only pay $300 a month. They don't pay $2,500, $5,000 or more per month. Well, is that really true? What's usually true, almost without exception, is if you have a desire to offer those kinds of premium services, there are already people there in your market right now that is ready. Not only are they ready, but they won't buy anything else until you make that premium offer. They're waiting for you to do a VIP day. They're waiting for you to have your own mastermind or offer your own high-end retreat or whatever it might be. So it's first, it's in your mind. I am the expert, and I'm, my transformation, not me, my transformation has a value of multiple 6 figures because of all this experience and all these assets that I've developed. And then being able to communicate it in such a way that people get it. Sometimes it needs to be an invitation only type situation. Sometimes it's a question of, I've done everything else. I've tried all the traditional routes. I know I've been through like chronic fatigue for 4 years. I did the medical route to start with, but the alternative healing was what really got me 90% of the way there. And then one more dose of the Western medicine and I was on my way. But you've got to be able to see how what you already tried was great and it took you to a certain point, but now we can help you get that fully resolved, whatever it is. So it's a lot of it's about positioning, and that's about messaging, which we won't have time to get into in depth today. But I can tell you right now that if you have a desire to offer those premium programs, there are people that are waiting for you to do that. And what's usually holding people back is fear. this fear of rejection, fear it won't work, fear they'll cannibalize their other offerings as a result of that. And those are some of the kinds of things that we can help them with. So as we talked about, you can be an expert if you believe and declare yourself to be one. And, oh, by the way, you got to have the goods, right? You got to be able to help people get the result that they're looking for. And so, lots of results that can come from having this inner conscious expert in place. Your income increases, your media following increases, opportunities for speaking and other kinds of things. I'm about to be in a collaborative book that's coming out in the middle of October. Those kinds of opportunities come as well. But I think most importantly, maybe not most importantly, but in terms of the structure of your business, you can simplify the structure. You can offer just a couple of programs with very specific goals, and those can really serve people at a high level while conserving your time. Because who has time to spare these days, right? I mean, we're all so darn busy. While I think one-on-one services are great for someone just starting out for maybe the first 6 months or so, pretty quickly, most people want to notch up into the group space just because it does allow you to serve more people. And instead of like 10 hours a week tied up with your coaching or your healing services, you might be spending a couple of hours in a facilitated group call, and then you can spend those other 8 hours doing other things that you like to do, or other things that will help to grow your business. So what's the quickest path to doing this? Very first thing is that you do want to think in terms of what are the steps or the, I don't use that word marketing, but I'll use it now. What are the steps that people need to take in order to get the result that you're helping them get? So, we have several of these, like I mentioned, over the years, we've had several different ones evolve through our different brands. But with conscious client attraction, for example, there are 8 steps to establishing your conscious message. It starts with your life purpose, your micro niche, your signature program, your packages and pricing, and your marketing, your sales, etc. If you're in a health and wellness space, just imagine, the easiest way to do this is just imagine that you're doing a makeover with your client, right? And so what's the before picture look like? What's the during and what's the after? And imagine that on a clock face, where they're going from 12 o'clock all the way back to 11:30 or whatever. It just makes all the difference in the world when you can start to have that predictable system. It has a name to it that you can communicate to people, so that hiring a coach is a little intangible for a lot of people. And if they know that that you're going to be guiding them through a specific process, and that you've worked with other clients and gotten great results, or you've gotten those great results yourself, then it just makes it much more easy for them to say yes. So then introducing that particular program based on that system for various kinds of online messaging, Facebook messaging, whatever your preferred platform is. And Laura's getting more into Instagram, and I'm going to be doing that as well, most likely in the new year. And just speaking to their situation as it is and as they want it to be, and some of the barriers that they perceive to be in the way. That kind of really heartfelt messaging that comes from what you truly believe will stand out in the marketplace, in an increasingly crowded marketplace. And then the enrollment process is often just through either Facebook Messenger or a short phone call, not having to book yourself all week long with sales calls, which I don't know, for me is my favorite thing. As much as I like talking to people and helping them transform their lives, I want to get down to business and do the work. And so do they usually. So if we can introduce them through an invitation letter or through some other method to exactly what's involved, it makes it the enrollment very, very easy. So when they come into that initial offer, for us, it's the Conscious Experts Offer Intensive. And so they're going to work for 10 weeks or so on their developing their specific offer and getting their first 2 to 4 clients. Boom, very specific result. Great, got the clients, got the basic offer down. Now we need to refine the messaging, refine the marketing, grow the brand. And that's what they do in the ongoing program. That can either be like 6 or 12 months. And so it's a very simplified and streamlined business model that allows you to stay focused on what's most important, which is those revenue generating activities, those, the marketing, sales, and the service delivery. So in a nutshell, without going into great detail on each of the aspects of it, that's really what we're helping our clients to do. And we've had great results. I'll share a few of those results before we wrap up today. So if you are intending, for example, to offer something that's $10,000, whether that's a year, 6 months, 3 months, or an hour, just depending on where your consciousness is, what is it that you're offering now? And in order to be able to scale that, it may be that you want to just simply provide a more elite experience around it, like a high-end retreat, or it just might be that you want to create that container where it's invitation only. It's still virtual, but you're not really letting just anyone in that's willing to pay the investment. So those are a few ideas to kind of get started with this. I think one of the places that I know one of the places that I always want clients to start with is, what do you want your life to look like when your business is working as well as it could? These couple of pictures here are from the 25th anniversary that trip that my husband and I took to Europe. We spent 3 weeks there in June. And, it was just amazing to be able to know that everything was being handled and be able to see these amazing sights and be at the Eiffel Tower and different things. But, for every person, it's different. And if you're, Stephen Covey in 7 Habits talked about, you don't want to be climbing the ladder and find out, oh my gosh, it's up against the wrong wall. I went here, but this isn't what I really wanted. And then having to kind of climb back down and start over, putting the ladder against a different wall. So the lifestyle, if the lifestyle is clear and how you want to be earning or generating your income is clear, then you work backwards from there. And, you make sure that it ends up the way that you really envision it to be. So what's next for you? Are you ready to scale into group programs, to host your own event, to write and monetize your book? What specifically is the next thing that you're thinking about doing? And maybe even a deeper question, what's the bigger difference that you want to make in the world? What legacy do you want to leave? I know as we go on in business and we've been around the block a few times, we start thinking in terms of legacy. And how will the world be different as a result of my having been here? Who will have been affected in a positive way? And so it takes the energy of the conscious expert and the right strategy to build that business to fit your desired lifestyle. And we've just been able to touch on a few of the key principles for that today. What would it be worth, if you could stop wishing that you could grow your business with a massive quantum leap and actually do it? Overcome confusion, which is just a mental trap that we set for ourselves about your niche, your message, your offerings, and confidently move forward instead. And then just, be in responsive mode. Leads are coming in, the media opportunities are coming in, the clients are asking if they can work with you. And rather than having to continue to follow up with them and that sort of thing, just to accept the invitations that are already there. Here's one of my clients, Lynn, who is a healer, and she has been breaking record after record this year in her business and can take vacations and travel. She also went on a cruise earlier this summer, not worried that her business is going to be continuing while she's gone. Melissa enrolled 14 new career coaching clients and 2 retainer clients in a 7-week period of time, and it's just continuing to have more of that happen. And April is someone who has a chronic illness, and so she decided to flip that around to a brand called Chronically Well. She has a great following on Facebook, and as soon as they announced that they were going to be doing coaching, 75 people were signing up, lining up, and ready to roll. So those are just a few examples. And she also released a best-selling book by that name last year. So if you are really ready for that next step, it's not something we're intended to do by ourselves. So I want to give you extend an invitation to you. If you are available and watching this prior to October 24th, I want to invite you to join us for Conscious Entrepreneurs Live here in Phoenix, a 3-day event where we're really going to get in depth into the principles that we've talked about today. How do you develop that specific offering and message that's unique to you and appealing to the market? How do you market that? How do you message that? How do you sell that? And I brought in these 7 experts in addition to myself that'll all be sharing their unique wisdom in all those different areas that complement our model. And a great venue that we've chosen it's the Sheraton near the Phoenix Airport. Convenient if you're flying in, and as you can see, it's just gorgeous here in Phoenix in the fall. So it's a great time to be here. We have early bird pricing in effect for just a few more days. So I just want to invite you to jump onto consciousentrepreneurslive.com for that. Read all about the event, how you're going to benefit from being there, and the pricing, which is again, like I say, very, very affordable. You'll walk away with a plan to scale your business to 6 or 7 figures. We're going to have a gala networking night the first night, get to dress up a little bit, have some fun with each other. Great connections. You could meet your next JV partner, your next client, your next staff member there. And I'm all about practical. I don't just like show up to entertain people. I always make it where you can actually put the rubber to the road and make a difference in your business with it. And we'll do a little bit of healing and transformation, get past some of those barriers as well. If, on the other hand, you're not able to be there, you're watching this after that date, then I want to just invite you to visit our website. And our special report is the 4 Simple Secrets to Becoming the Go-To Expert in Your Specialty, sharing your soul-inspired work. And that will also give you access to our ongoing webinars and other things that we're up to in our community. So that is pretty much what I had to share today. Whether you're able to join us or not, I just wish you success beyond measure, that you share your unique gifts, that you're well rewarded for them. And if there's anything we can do to support you, I just want to invite you to check us out. And, we would love to chat with you.
Great. Thank you so much, Marcia. This has been really enlightening. And the Conscious Experts Academy, I'm putting that in the chat for everyone, as well as the 4 Simple Secrets link. And please check them both out because, wow, Marcia, you are a wealth of information. I'm inspired. I'm like, oh, my legacy. What is my legacy? And it just, I know it. I just wasn't present to it, So
Mm-hmm.
I just was like, okay, yeah. And I see how the different parts of my soul are really being expressed through what I'm doing. But now I feel more excited, more energized, and that's going to come through, right?
Mm-hmm. It absolutely does. Yeah. Every email,
represent yourself.
Every email, every post, everything that we do online has an energy imprint, just like it does when we meet face to face or when we're on a Zoom call like this. So be aware of the energy that you're putting behind the messaging that you're doing. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling depleted, if you're like, oh, do I have to do this today? That's going to come through. And if you're excited, like Laura is, it's going to come through also. So yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So if you're, and I saw that chart you put up. If you go back a couple of slides, remember where you had the 3 columns? I know it was like probably in the middle of your presentation.
Right here, this one?
Yes. So one of the things right in the center there, you have your online messaging, and that could make number 3, your 3rd column there, so much easier if you have third-party endorsements, if you have other people endorsing you. And that's what Social Buzz Club's all about. Because if I send out something endorsing you, Marcia, then everybody, it's not you saying, look at me, I'm the expert. It's me saying, Marcia's the expert. You've got to go to her. I'm so inspired by her, right? And so in Social Buzz Club, that's what we strive to do. We ask you to create the content that you want people to rave about you on your behalf, like endorse you for. So I really feel like, you have to have that confidence. Everything you talked about today is so important. And then we just amplify it, right?
Right. Yep.
So I love that you help people put the whole package together, from their confidence to their clarity, to their program, and to their process, right? You really have just a robust package to offer people to help them get there. And then we put that cherry on top with the, I'd like to add the cherry on top with Social Buzz Club for you. As a nice little package. So like, this is going to make it like the fudge sauce and the cherry.
Yeah, fantastic.
Extra yummy. So
Yeah.
perfect. I'm going to take over sharing because I have a little just offer for people now with regard to that cherry on top is, okay, well, what if you had a tribe? What if you had an influencer network that could explode your ability to reach millions of people? And these influencers are sharing your content, okay, and then helping you explode that influence because they're sending those links out to your blogs, to your website, to your videos, to your special offers, to your podcast. So that credibility piece is the things that help you shine and show people the expert you are. And that gives you access to thousands of fans and followers, friends, connections through our influencer platform. So that's, a little bit of my plug for Social Buzz Club. And if you want more influence, I want to invite you to become a premium member. The annual premium membership it's no brainer. You cannot get Facebook advertising for even a half a month for this, for $297. But now we're going to get people shouting out about you on not only Facebook, but Twitter and LinkedIn. And I will give you a strategy session with me if you take me up on this annual premium membership at socialbuzzpremium.com. And I'm going to throw in one other thing, Marcia, for everybody here today, 1 month of my VA to help get this done. So it's my Buzz VA who will do the Social Buzz Club for you for the first month. If you like that being done for you, you can hire us for $30 a month after that, but I will help get you set up and she'll do the first month of Buzz for you. And I don't know where you can get a VA and try an influencer network for this. So it's like a no-brainer, socialbuzzpremium.com. If you do it today, just email me at laura@socialbuzzclub.com and I'll get my VA to be in touch with you. And we'll set up a time to get you set up. So I look forward to helping you amplify your influence and get more buzz going for your brand and your expertise. And then Marcia, they come to your event and they're all set up or starting to get themselves set up to be that expert. I mean, we're just such power partners here.
We are absolutely. Yep.
I love it. So I just want to let everybody know we are here twice a month. So Andres Ares is going to talk to us next month about using paid traffic to grow your business. And please take Marcia up on her Conscious Entrepreneurs Live. Is that correct? Conscious Entrepreneurs Live, is that the correct link? Great. To go with her, or see the other link in the chat, which is, and I'll stop sharing my screen so I can take a look at it and read it out loud to you all. Conscious Experts, no, it's marciabench.com/4-simple-secrets. And it's in the chat, and that's your free giveaway, right? So that's terrific. What advice could you give to people who they know they're an expert, but they have that problem that you were talking about, that they're only attracting lower paying people and they don't have that belief? So you're on mute, but come on off.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Great question. And it's just like if you were to decide to get in physical shape and you'd want to hire a trainer to get those muscles really retrained. It's the same way with that mental muscle, that mindset that we have and the conditioning from the past. And so if you see yourself, you're charging, $300 a month now, and you'd like to be charging $2,000 a month, let's say, or, whatever the equivalent would be for a package, where do people who would be willing to invest those kind of fees, what kind of places do they hang out? Go hang out there. And, maybe for networking, but it may just really be for maybe you go to the nicest restaurant in town. You don't have to go buy a $300 dinner. Just have a cocktail and enjoy the view. And imagine yourself there with a client enjoying the environment. Same thing with the boutique that maybe these ladies would shop in. Go to that boutique, shop there. Maybe you buy a scarf or something. You buy something that's a real treat for yourself that doesn't cost a ton of money, but you're embedding that environment into consciousness. And then I also carry my vision board with me, do Jack Canfield's Success Vision Board every January on my iPad, and then I can print it and carry it with me or have it on the iPad screen and just see those images of those things that I'm in the process of manifesting. So it's a retraining process for our consciousness when it comes to that. And the faster that we can do that, the more we can immerse ourselves in that, the more quickly we can begin to attract those premium clients.
Oh man, your event is going to be so amazing because the networking that's going to go on, the strategy you're going to get and develop, I just can tell it's going to be fabulous. And that's just the tip of the iceberg from what I can tell. So
it is.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom in the first few steps and the overall plan with us. This was really, really, really valuable. I really appreciate all the wisdom you shared with us, and the inspiration to do it as well. It's, why not?
My pleasure to be here. Yes.
We need more good people helping people out there in the world.
Right.
All right. Well, that wraps us up today. Thank you so much. Be sure to attend the Conscious Experts Live if you can make it out to Phoenix, and stay in touch with Marcia at marciabench.com/4, the number 4, -simple-secrets. Bye for now.